Well, it's now my honor to invite His Excellency for his remarks.
Excellence William Ruto, Président de la République du Kenya, hôte de la retraite ministérielle.
And high delegates, Your Excellency Azali Assoumani, President of Comoros Union and the President of the African Union, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, dear ministers, Secretary General of Africa Free Trade Area, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy in this presidential briefing and of the opening of this ministerial retreat in Nairobi, here in Kenya. And I thank the spirit of democracy that has allowed dear brother Ruto, your leader that you elected, the president of this beautiful country. I seize this opportunity to renew my warm congratulations to you, sir. And I am happy of that June 1st your country will be celebrating 60th anniversary to its accession to international sovereignty, results of the battle that the founding fathers fought, i.e. the former president Jomo Kenyatta. May their battle, determination and Pan-Africanism service be an example to African generations now and in the future. I also do congratulate and greet my friend Azali Assoumani, President of Comoros, President in interim for the Union African, for his leadership at the head of our organization. Ladies and gentlemen, the 60th anniversary of the independence of Kenya is in line, coincides rather with the 60th anniversary of the creation of the African Union. And how else could we if not to choose this date in the exercise of the free trade area in Africa? We can consider this as a form of an eloge to the founding fathers who had in their spirits that trade, and not only as something for prosperity and economics, but also a factor for peace. And so the free area in Africa is one of the tools that will help to realize many projects in our Agenda 2063. I have chosen this time to say this is time to put end to fratricide wars in Sudan that is coming to add into the list of the conflicts we know in Africa, in Sahel region, in Chad Basin, in Libya, in Somalia, in the Great Lake region. Trade and peace are very well connected, intertwined in fact. And so I congratulate and thank the efforts of the Minister of Health for solving every matters in line with this free area trades, in particular that of the origins of goods. Dear ministers, you are not only workers in peace, but also messengers of peace. Your contributions to the realization of the Africa we want is highly appreciated. I congratulate you and encourage you in this work. And this meeting is an occasion for you to deepen the reflections on mechanisms to undergo in order to continue with the works, in order to have the initiative of the commerce services in the second phase, and to answer to the various challenges that may arise in the implementation of free area trade in Africa, to find a convergence and to conclude on the origin rules related to automobiles and textile. And I want to remind ourselves that June 2023 is the limit, is the date that was fixed by the heads of states in order to reach that goal, to finalize and to operationalize the custom services amongst countries, and to finish with other matters that were suspended in 5 priority sectors of our services, like during the recent meeting of the free area trade meeting that was organized in South Africa. We do then have an adequate platform in Nairobi where political leaders, leaders of industries and companies, and leaders in the private sectors and investors can together share on the special role that each and everyone should play in order to have the Africa Free Areas trade from negotiation to action. This will allow the growth of intra-African trade and stimulate intra-African investment, and put in place means to overcome the challenges that Africa is facing or has been facing over the years, especially in the area of trade and economical troubles. Ladies and gentlemen, I will want to thank the visible will of the member states present, expressed through the progressive validation of national and regional strategies of the implementation of the Africa Free Area Zone. And with this, I want to congratulate the East African community, which has organized from the beginning of the month of January a validation workshop for the implementation of Africa Free Area Zone, and this shows that we are on the right track. However, we should continue to be focused on our objectives, on our goals, because there is so much to achieve. Particularly states are called to continue in the service and sending their dues to the secretariats for the technical aspects and the notifications to the remaining stages. We need them to congratulate the 47 member states that have ratified the protocol, and we call that every other country in the continent should participate and share in the advantages of this regime called the Free Area Zone in Africa Free Area Zone. Let me thank once more the Republic of Kenya for being one of the pioneer countries of the initiatives of this trade, of this as a platform that was launched last October. Kenya has demonstrated legal frameworks, and which is something to congratulate through various transactions, importation and exportation in the preferential regime of Africa Free Area Trade. This exercise has allowed to have information on the states, preparations of the legal frameworks and institutional at national levels in the participating countries, to help the private sector to participate in trade in the spirit of Africa Free Area Zone trade, and also for better treatment as planned by this platform. to identify the future interventions in order to grow intra-African trade and maximize the advantages of this Africa Free Area Zone trade. Ladies and gentlemen, our continent really needs more than before an inclusive economical platform, a market open as Africa Free Area Trade Zone. This will allow free circulation of services and goods, and this will contribute to a quick growth of our economies and put end to things like plagues like food insecurity. Food insecurity and malnutrition in Africa have reached their highest level possible for the last 10 years. Since the last 10 years, West Africa and Central Africa remain to be the most affected regions, and the research revealed that the combined efforts with COVID-19, climate change has really increased the challenges in food security, and many are facing hunger in the region. According to the food security analysis of March 2023, the numbers of people who do not have regular access to good balanced diet is about 48 million during this period. June-August 2023 will be that within that period of time. It is therefore a great challenge that we can overcome through the Africa Free Area Trade Zone with concrete solutions are put in place and immediate actions to ensure change on all over the continent. This matter is a call. It is a call for the necessity to put in place a detailed plan for the development of agriculture in Africa. This will allow the exploitation of great arable land in the continent that has not yet been used. It is clear that the implementation of Africa Free Trade Area Zone will produce secondary effects like loss of revenue in the process of in the process of freeing the tariffs, and so there is need to adjust. And this was put in place and implemented in March 2023 in Rwanda, which was the host country. And this tool is here to help the private sector to adapt to the new commercial environmental aspect in line with the memorandum of understanding of the Africa Free Trade Zone, with the $10 billion that was put in place for the next 10 years for the fund to be fully operational. AfriCIT Bank has already pledged to work on this, and so the minister should work on it, on the mechanism of sensitization of resources, resource mobilization, and to evaluate the laws of wealth in various countries and what will be affected. And this is again a call to all member states to continue working for the well-being of the domestication of Africa Free Trade Area Zone protocol and its annexes. I call then all of us to put in place strategies and policies, business trade policies that will allow the private sector in various countries to benefit of the preferential regime of Africa Free Area Trade. Our continent is the new frontier of the economic development with high potentiality, the youth and the national resources. We got the means of its emergence. And the Africa Free Trade Area Zone is one of the tools that can contribute into this. It is our mission. It is your mission, especially Ministers of Commerce and Trade. I wish you a fruitful session and that you will be able to fulfill the target for the well-being of our continent. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Excellence, Monsieur le Champion.